which it is a favor on the Prolific blog. Where are all my fans? Okay, quickly join in the live section. We have something urgent and something very important to treat today. And then the topic is three important advice or warning you should give to your sons. If you want your children to be successful, if you want your sons to succeed in life, then you should give them these three advice or warning, either as a mother or as a father. But I prefer that their fathers talk to them because they will take it more serious. Okay? All right. So three important advice, three important warnings you need to give to your sons. Everybody, can you join in the live? Join in the live. Join in the live. If you're coming in on board, you're welcome. This is Prolific Blog, and we want to learn something that's going to help us and help our society, help our men, help everybody to become a better person. Okay, so number one, I'm not waiting for anybody. Number one advice you need to give to your sons, or they should be awake. They want to be successful in life, stay away from women. Somebody said, we have a lot of successful men who like women, who like what you didn't ask is how many of them were also ruined by those women. Now, I'm not against women. I'm not saying you shouldn't have women in your life. What I'm saying, this is an advice you're supposed to give to your sons. Let them have this at the front of their mind, not at the back. No, at the front of their minds. They should stay away from girls, stay away from women, especially teenagers, young growing children, young growing teenagers, young growing men who have not known their right from their left. Teach them to stay away from women, teach them to stay away from girls. In this way, they would be able to control their emotions, control their desires, and they will not be led astray. Yeah, a lot of young guys have been laid astray because of this. And one thing that is worrisome about these days, you see a child of 13 years, 12 years, talking about the number of women he has slept with. Is that supposed to be an achievement? That is a big time distraction. The time you used to think of the invention to change your world, the time you're going to use to think of how to improve the life of people around you, you're using it to think about girls or women. If you're joining us, you're welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. Thank you so much for joining our live. Please, if you're watching us from YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you. Asitas, Doug, I love. Thank you for joining us. Please give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. If you're joining us from the YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, if you are joining us, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up. I want that thumbs up to get to 10. Let it get to 10. Okay, Michael, thank you for joining us. How are you doing today? Nice to see you. Thank you so much. If you are joining us from Facebook, oh, Vera, nice to see you. How are you doing today? It's raining from here. How are you doing today? Okay. Mr. Tiger, thank you so much for joining us. Please, can we take that, those on YouTube, can we take that thumbs up to 10? Can we make it to 10? Louise, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so I was saying something. I said, three important advice you need to give to your sons. Okay, even if your father didn't give it to you, you should give it to your sons, okay? So that they will know how to live their lives. Sorry, it's raining over here. So give these three advice to your sons so that they can know how to live better and how to manage their lives. Number one, I said, tell them to stay away from girls. Follow like this. Close the door, follow like this. Tell them, follow like this. So tell them to stay away from girls. Tell them to stay away from women. Michael, thank you so much. Thank you. Please, can we take that thumbs up to 10? Please kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. I said the number one advice you need to give to your sons, tell your sons to stay away from girls. Tell them to stay away from women. Yes, tell them that. Michael, you're welcome. Thank you so much, Salta. Louis, thank you so much for joining our live. Tell them to stay away from women, tell them to stay away from girls. Now we have, I was saying something before I started greeting everybody. You have a situation where a boy of 13 years, 12 years, 11 years, all they are talking about is how many women they want to sleep with, how many girls they want to sleep with. I don't think that that's supposed to be an achievement. So if a guy wants to, oh, sorry, they're taking lights. Let me on my listen. I was anticipating it. Sorry, let me on my lights. Just a moment, let me on the lights. Okay. All right. How do I put this into that? Okay.
No, that's in front.
You fall down, I think. Okay, it's okay. No, go back. All right, so I was saying something. Let me close the windows. It's raining. Okay, so I was saying something. 3 important advice. Thank you so much for loving me. Can we take that thumbs up to 10? Okay, so the second one is, I said number 1, teach your sons to stay away from girls. Okay? At their young age, they're supposed to concentrate. At their young age, they're supposed to concentrate on their future. Come and close this one. Come and close this door. Follow here. No, not this one. Close this one. So at their young age, hey, Mom Swat, thank you. Good evening. Nice to have you here. Lycity, thank you. Follow like this. Follow like this. Thank you so much for joining us. Those on YouTube, please, can we get that thumbs up to 10? Okay, so teach your sons. Mrs. Favor, good evening. Thank you for joining our live. Teach your sons, if they want to be successful, they should stay away from girls. Everything under the sun, there is a time and there is a season. Okay? So tell them to teach them to stay away from women, teach them to stay away from girls, because it's becoming abnormal. You see a child of 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. All he's talking about is how many girls he wants to sleep with, how many girls he wants to have an affair with. Instead of thinking about his future, instead of thinking of the invention, the things he's supposed to do to help his life, he's thinking about girls. So teach your sons, if they want to be successful in life, teach them to stay away from girls so that they can learn to focus, because these girls are a bunch of distractions. Yes, they are a bunch of distractions. So teach your sons. Hey, Joel, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Thank you, Mom Sword. Thank you so much. Teach them to stay away from women. In that way, they're able to concentrate on their future, because in life, there is time for everything. If you use the time you're supposed to use to think about your life or to think about your future and be thinking about women, then you'll not be able to achieve much. Okay, so that's number 1. Then number 2, important advice or warning you should give to your sons is they should stay away from, guess what I'm going to say? Can somebody guess what I want to say? Stay away from alcohol. Stay away from alcohol, because alcohol will make you not to think straight. It will distort your mind. Thank you so much for joining us. All those on YouTube, thank you so much. Please, can we get that thumbs up to 10? Alcohol will distract you. Okay? It will distract you. Your mind is still very young. You don't need anything that will interfere with it. God has already blessed you with a lot of good memory, sound mind. So you don't need anything that will distract you. Okay, and the third one, I'm going to come back and talk about all this in the morning. Let me outline them for you. Now, I was saying something about alcohol. When you take alcohol, it makes you intoxicated. That means you're no longer at the right frame of your mind. And as a young child, as a young son, that is not what you should be. You should be on at that time. You should be on your natural state, so that you can be able to produce with your mind the ideas that God has put into your spirit. So teach your sons to stay away from alcohol. Drinking alcohol doesn't make you a big boy. Okay? Taking different types of brands, alcohol brands, doesn't make you to be a big guy. You understand? But however, rather, it makes you to be distracted in life. Yes, teach. That's why it's very important, because these things are supposed to be taught by our own fathers. Every father is supposed to teach his son the right way to grow. But it is disheartening and unfortunate that even the fathers don't even know what to teach their sons. So if your father did not teach you, now we are here to teach you so that you can teach your sons on the best way to go. Stay away from alcohol. It does not give you, it does not help you to function better. I know that when people say that when you take alcohol, it makes you go high, it makes you do the things you're not supposed to do. That is an abnormality. If God wanted you to be high, he would have given it to you naturally. Okay, so that's number 2. I'll come back and talk about all these things later, but let me outline them first. Then the final one, teach your sons to stay away from drugs. If I tell you as a counselor how many children that are in rehab homes, it is alarming. If I tell you how many children that are in rehab homes, in recreational centers, it is alarming. I was watching a documentary the other day. Children of 11 years, 10 years, 13 years, and they were asking them what they are taking. You know what I'm saying? He's on colos, he's taking colos. The one saying he's taking India hemp. The one saying he's taking not even cigarettes. None of them was taking cigarettes. You see the kind of things they were taking. And after taking all these things, how do you expect these children to function? So it is important you indoctrinate your male children properly, because I find out that of recent, all they are talking about is teach your female children this, teach your female children that. Everybody is centering on teaching female children, and the male children are being abandoned, and that's why we have a lot of divorce, because after training the female child, he goes out to meet an untrained male child, and there's chaos everywhere. So as a father, it is important to train your male children. Teach them as they are going to school. Can you keep quiet? Teach them as they are going to school the things they are supposed to know. As they are going to school, they are supposed to avoid. They're supposed to avoid friends that are staying with women or after girls. They are supposed to stay away from friends who are into drinking alcohol. Do you know a lot of children? I remember growing up as a child when I was a teenager, and I have this my friends that when they came around, they were telling me that they wanted me to test this alcohol. You've been foxing me. You're a big girl now. Imagine a girl that is not even up to 20 years. They're telling me I'm a big girl. That is how they deceive them. I said, okay, so they were drinking, I think that was beer. And I said, let me taste a little bit. When I tasted it was very bitter. I said, is this what people are enjoying? And say people are, enjoying. I said, please, I don't want that kind of enjoyment. So you know how many children that have been deceived like this. So teach your children, not only should they stay away from these things, they should stay away from friends who also exhibit them, because bad characters corrupt good manners. The easiest way to get involved to things you're not supposed to get involved in is bad association. If you don't want to live a particular lifestyle, don't even have friends. Don't keep them close to you. Stay away from friends who womanize, who sleep with girls, who drink, then who take drugs. Let me shock you. Do you know a lot of big men, you think that their children are abroad? They say they are schooling. They are not schooling. They are somewhere in recreational centers. They are somewhere locked up in a recreational rehab centers, taking drugs. They are trying to manage them. So teach your male children the right way of living, and when you teach them that, you find that they will grow up to become responsible fathers, and that same thing you have taught them, they will also hand it over to their own children. But whereby the fathers or even the mothers don't even teach them, they don't know their left and their right. So tell them important things. Now, if you have any question, please leave it in the comment section, or if you have something else you want me to talk about, okay, leave it in the comment section. I'll talk about it. If you are joining us on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. Please do well to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Let that thumbs up get to 10. Okay, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you joining our live today. Okay, so I was saying something very, very striking. I said, teach your male children the best way to live their life. Give them a solid advice so that when they grow up, They will not say my father and my mother did not advise me. Yes. If you didn't teach them what to do, other people will teach them. If you don't show your sons the right way to go, other people will show them the right way to go. So, but if you're the one, if your sons are seeing you, if your sons are seeing you humanizing, if your sons are seeing you drinking alcohol, if your sons are seeing you, taking drugs, what are you going to expect from such a child? I remember there's one of my friend that owns a hotel, and one of the clients died, the customer died in the hotel room. And what happened? A young man that was a very bright future, he took a girl to the hotel and took enhancement drugs so that he would enhance his performance. Maybe he overdosed himself and he died there. Early in the morning, the girl woke up and started, the girl took the phones and ran. So the hotelers were now, in case the owner, the parents of the boy were not saying that it was the hotelers that killed him. And they had to carry an autopsy. That's the only way they now discovered that he overtook those drugs. To do what? To achieve what exactly? Now he has gone the other way, which he has not supposed to have gone. So if you have had a good father, you would have told him, stay away from women, stay away from girls. They will buy you. They will destroy your life. It's very disheartening that you see a lot of young men now, all they are thinking about is how many women I'm going to sleep with. You see that girl, I'm going to get her. You see that chick, I'm going to get her. That is not an achievement. How many women you slept with is not an achievement. It's not that nobody is going to employ you by that. It's not going to solve people's problem. Rather, it's going to complicate your life. And the more you sleep around with all these people, you contact, apart from sickness, you mingle yourself in a lot of things you're not supposed to. Are you aware that you are a spirit? You have a soul. You live in a body. Yes. We are not just empty bodies. We are spirit beings. So the more you interact with different spirits, the more confused you will be. So reduce that level of confusion. Focus. So teach your young children, the young growing sons, to stay away from women. Teach them to stay away from girls. It's not an achievement. There is time for everything in life. At this stage in your life, focus on your academics. Focus on your inventions. Focus on bringing out things that will help your generation. Think of ways to change your world. Think of ways to effect changes in your generation. Think of what you can do to be able to be a blessing to your world. Not be thinking of, I'm going to sleep with that girl. I'm going to sleep with that woman. No. So it has to stop. And it has to stop. It has to start with the right parenting. It has to start with our fathers teaching our young men the right way to live. And if a father, you're hearing me, hearing this on this broadcast, you have to retrace your steps. If that's what you have handed over to your son, it is time to retrace your steps. Because God will hold you responsible the way those children turned out. God will hold you responsible. So it's your responsibility as a parent to teach your young children the way to go. Yes, thank you, Mom's word. It is your responsibility. Don't allow your children to just learn anything. And the worst part is when they are learning it from you. It's wrong. It's wrong. So we have to indoctrinate and teach our young men the right way to go. We have a lot of people teaching women, teaching girls. Teach our men. Teach them that sleeping with different girls is not an achievement. Even up till now, a lot of young men who have even grown to be 30-something, 40-something, 50-something, they feel that, they say that sleeping with different women is an achievement. It is not. You say that woman, I'm going to give, they are even betting. They say, I'm going to use this 1 million and get this girl. I'm going to spend it on her. Like it's an achievement. It is not. It is not. You are imbibing the wrong culture. You are imbibing the wrong attitude. So stay away from women. Focus on your life. Focus on, if you know the enormous potentials God has deposited into you, you will take your life very serious. God has deposited into you a lot of potentials. You are wasting them on women. You don't have to. Nobody have told you. Now I've told you. And if you're here listening to me and you've not told your children, now you have to start. Teach your sons. Hey, young girl, stop making noise. So teach your sons the right way to go. Start from the early age. I remember growing up as a child, one of the things my mom told me, she called me said one day, saying, don't follow, that's not what I'm going to, because I don't want to talk about women today, but let me just chip this in. He said, don't follow any man because of clothes, money to buy clothes. He said, when you grow up, you'll be big enough to buy anything you want to buy. So, because as young teenagers, you want to change different clothes. You see your friends, you see people in your street, they are changing clothes. Say, don't follow any man because of money to buy clothes. He said, when you grow up, you will have enough money to buy anything you want to do. And that advice have always been at the back of my, not back, in front of my mind. I've always had my mother's voice. So when I think about owning anything, I think about working hard, think of making money to get them. I don't think of who to get them from. So teach your young men, parents, men especially. Because when God wants to talk about parenting children, he talks to men, not women. When he's talking about parenting children, raising how to raise a child, he's talking to men. So if you're a man listening to me or you're going to watch this broadcast later, please and please, it is important that you train your male children. Don't say they are man now. He's a man now. He will survive now. And you say, that's why you're causing a lot of, or it's an enjoyment. It is not an enjoyment. You are destroying your life. You are even destroying your generation. You are imparting in them the wrong footprints. You're giving them the wrong footprints that for them to follow. I don't want to stay long on this live broadcast today. And so I'm going to call it a day. So if you have any question, please kindly leave it on the comment section, because I want to go. It's already night. They took my life, so this is my rechargeable, and I don't want it to go off. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, I want you to share this live broadcast. Share it so that people will get to hear the right way of living. Thank you so much for everyone that joined me on this live broadcast. I love you all. Do have a great evening. Bye.